Greetings, YouTube. I have received a lot of positive feedback regarding some of the videos I have done recently on new champs and who to go for if you are thinking about the new champ. So I thought I would do that with Darkhawk because Darkhawk hits the arena today. And of course, for those of you that don't want to grind for him and just want to whale out, he also has his own featured Grandmaster Crystal. So, as always, the new champs are exciting, but also not for everyone. And I get very uncomfortable when people message me and ask me, hey, should I spend my units on going for the new champion? Because first of all, I don't think I am qualified, nor is it a good idea to tell you how to spend your units. But secondly, it's going to depend on how much you're going to play the champ. I can't tell you how many people have been excited about opening the new even 5-star champ, and then I get back to them and I'm like, hey, how do you like that champ? Because I don't have them, are they good to play with? And they're like, I don't know, I actually don't really use them much, they're just there for arena. And I'm like, oh, so you spent 10,000 units for a arena champion. That sounds like a terrible decision. So as always, I would personally endorse, instead of going for 300 units a piece for the Darkhawk Grandmaster featured crystals, do the greater gifting crystals. Way more guaranteed value for your 300 units this week than this crystal. But let's discuss this guy because, as always, there are certain people that benefit the most from synergy bonuses, and those people typically are the ones that I endorse new champions. I know a lot of people who actually have now ranked up Ant-Man because they pulled a Wasp. And so, there are just certain times where you're going for a new champion like a Wasp, and suddenly your whole roster improves. So I also recommend really thinking about how you're going to stack your starting five, as I like to call it, your questing five, and how it's going to impact your whole team. Because if you bring in someone new, you have to take someone off that you've been using and put them on your bench. And that's a really important decision because ranking up champions takes a super long time for most people, and you don't want to make a mistake. So we're going to scroll all the way down because you can see Darkhawk, and yes, December 20th, today, he is entering the contest. Yay, yay. But, all of these things you can read on your own. This is just the link I clicked on for the in-game announcement, so everybody has access to this. But I want to concentrate the majority of this video on synergy bonuses because if you're going for this person as a 5-star, you have a lot of other 5-stars, and chances are you might have a couple of the 5-stars that have the best synergies with this new champion, because I actually do as well. Okay, so we are going to scroll up, and we have reached the synergy bonuses section, and hey, looky there, 2 champs that so many people either have or are hoping to have someday. Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, who, as most of you know, I recently acquired thanks to the Katie Candy Starkey dance, and Iron Man Infinity War, who is, I think, an incredibly underrated attacker, but also still a top-tier defender, and I would imagine Iron Man Infinity War is always going to be a solid defender option for years to come. So, here's the deal with these 2 champions. All champions gain plus 5% attack. Now, that may not sound like a lot, but when you get up to 8, 9, 10 poise charges for Stark Enhanced Spider-Man, that is going to make a considerable difference, especially on the harder, longer fights. So if you are planning on, say, taking Stark Enhanced Spidey into a Labyrinth of Legends run, or Lord Help You, the new Maze event, or variant difficulty, and you have the option of having to just use the same class, right? This is going to be huge for you because you can bring in your Darkhawk and Stark Spidey, and this will be a great synergy team for Stark Spidey. So I think if you are a huge Stark Spidey player, you're going to want to think about going for Darkhawk, or at least getting your hands on a Darkhawk and ranking him up at some point for the synergy with Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. Similarly, if you have the Holy Trinity, aka Blade, Ghost Rider, and Stark Spidey, the second synergy bonus we're going to discuss right underneath this is the Nighthawks synergy bonus, which includes, the third one we're going to discuss. I do want to point out that I've gotten quite a bit of feedback from people who pulled Night Thrasher that they really like playing with him. So Darkhawk and Night Thrasher are going to be even better together. But the Dark Justice is what I was thinking of. And Venom and Ghost Rider are clearly the top two champs. I do like Punisher. I think he's a bit underappreciated, especially his special 3. But, Ghost Rider and Venom are just better in the game. And if you're going to use a synergy, you're going to want to use it with Venom or Ghost Rider instead of Punisher. But plus 30% power rate against villains. So this is pretty awesome because there are so many tough champions out there who are villains. And if you've got the Ghost Rider Blade synergy, you know that already is fantastic for Blade and his danger sense. But on top of that, let's say you get your Blade in there and he gets knocked out. Well, Ghost Rider is going to be more effective against all of those villains that you're bringing in Blade with the synergy of Darkhawk, because the power rate, 30%, that's going to be a ton. And if you have Ghost Rider, and let's say you've got quite a bit of Mystic Dispersion points already in, then your power rate, I'm guessing, is just going to be crazy. I would love to see some of these videos testing this, especially if you've got maxed out Mystic Dispersion. So if that's a shameless plug, if you happen to pull a Darkhawk and want to send that video my way, because I will not have the resources to make that video on my account myself. So basically, this video and the title of this is going to be something to the effect of, if you love playing with the Holy Trinity, Darkhawk is great. And that's a really long title, so I'll have to figure out a way to make it smaller. But I also want to say that one of the most underappreciated champs and one of my favorite champs to play, especially with the Proxima Midnight synergy, is Nebula. And if you scroll all the way down, you can see that one of the best counters to Darkhawk, and this includes the monthly event that's complete BS as well, is Nebula. So Nebula can't stop his armor from shifting modes, but she can stop some of Darkhawk's beneficial abilities from triggering. So that is freaking awesome for all of you out there like me who love Nebula. So there you have it. Darkhawk. Go for him at some point. I'm not saying spin the units now. I still think there are better units to spin, especially with the gifting event going on. But if you use Ghost Rider and Blade a lot, like myself, if you use the Ghost Rider, Blade, and Stark Spidey a lot, you're going to want to add this guy and at least test him in synergies, because it could be very beneficial for your gameplay overall. Once again, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for supporting my Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube page, and I hope you have a wonderful day.